We start out our engagement with something we call a discovery session. And during the discovery session, I sit down with the owner and his, whoever his lead technical person is, usually the office manager, and I talk about what are the issues they're having and why. And usually by the time we're done with that conversation, I have voiced concerns that he has. That's really been the key to my success with my prospects, has been that they have questions and concerns about their current provider. And when I sit down and start asking them questions, I have the same questions and I have the same concerns that they do. So I validate their feelings about the current provider. And it's just natural. I see things that people have done with technology that just don't make any sense. And I've been doing this long enough that I usually can figure out why they did it that way. And it's usually just a matter of a bad fit between the vendor and the client. The second thing I do to alleviate their concerns is we give an unconditional 90-day money-back guarantee on everything we do. So if they sign a contract with me, a 3-year agreement with me, if at day 89 they've got the cold feet and they don't want to move forward, we roll back everything we did. We give them back every penny they've given us, and we part company. When I go into my discovery session, one of the first things I tell people is we're both auditioning here. I'm not automatically willing to do business with you any more than you're automatically willing to do business with me. We're both evaluating the situation. I'm looking for a partnership. I'm not looking for a customer. And so it's very important. So what we do look for from a prospect who we want to turn into a client is we're looking for similar ideology. And our ideology is technology is a business advantage, not an expense. That technology is important to being successful in business. We're looking for companies that want to grow. We're looking for companies that realize that technology is important. And I'm also looking for companies who are willing to let me do my job.
Are you willing to really walk away in this economy from a sale that you could make from somebody that, maybe doesn't quite fit that pattern?
Absolutely.
Why?
We do it all the time. Because the costs for me are soft. When I look at that agreement, what I'm looking at is, am I going to be able to be successful? And if I am able to be successful, what is it going to cost me to be successful? And I don't want an unhappy client, and I don't want to lose money on a client. So we are evaluating that, and that's really what we're looking for. I'm not willing to water down the quality of my offering just for a couple extra dollars. When we board a new prospect and turn them into a client, we're going to go in, we're going to standardize their network, we're going to fix the immediate issues that need to be fixed, we're going to make their network stable, and then we're going to put ourselves in a position to never not be stable again. That's the first thing. The second thing that we do that is a big advantage over our competition is that our approach is always starting from the business side, not the technology side. I don't go rushing out to try to get my clients to buy the latest and greatest gadget and iPad. And my question comes down to, okay, you're looking at the iPad. How is that going to make your business better? How can we use that to leverage you and make your business more productive? And if we can answer that question successfully, then we'll move ahead with the new technology. But it's very important that everything we do, we set proper goals and objectives and targets so that we know when we're done with a project that we have been successful for our client. The third thing that is an advantage of us over our competition is the way we organize our support team. Many of our peers and competitors are, as you said earlier, one-man shops. The guy's working out of the trunk of his car. It's great that you're working with him. You get very personal attention, but if he gets hit by a bus or he moves to Fiji, you're just out of luck. On the other end of the scale, I compete with companies that have 30 or 40 engineers, and the service, the help desk is now in Malaysia, and the field guy that you get is whoever happens to be closest that day. He doesn't know anything about what you're dealing with. He doesn't know your site, so he's asking you 10,000 questions you already answered to the guy on the phone. We try to be somewhere in the middle where we give you the depth of bench that the big company does so that you've got multiple people who know your site, but we also restrict it to a small team of 2 to 3 guys so that they can have the intimate knowledge of not just your technology, but how your company operates. And we know, for instance, that at a certain customer, somebody is there at 8 o'clock in the morning. So if they've got an open ticket over the night, we can call at 8 o'clock, and we know another customer that there's no reason to call before 9 because they won't be there. And we know these guys go home at 4, and these guys go home at 5:30, and we know that on Saturday afternoon the owner is going to be doing something on his computer, and he's probably going to place a call, and we take care of it. So that's really the key here, is to have that personal relationship, but to also gain that depth of bench so that there's multiple people who know your site.